Hello, welcome back to your week 2 PM yoga practice. I hope you had a great day today and you're ready to relax and unwind and prepare yourself mentally and physically for a great night's sleep. So let's go ahead and get started. As always, I'll demonstrate the postures and tell you how long to hold it for, and then you can pause the video, hold that for that number of breaths, or go ahead and make sure that you do both sides and then restart the video for the next instruction. Okay, so to start with tonight, we're going to start at the top of our mat and take some half sun salutations. So start with your feet parallel to one another. Engage your thighs, lift the lower belly, chest lifts, shoulders roll down your back, arms stretch down, and the neck and the head stretch up. Good. And then from this position, with an inhalation, stretch your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lengthen down. And big breath in, arms go all the way up. And hands to your heart. Good. So go ahead and take 5 more sun salutations. And then after, we'll be moving on. And we'll take our feet a little bit wider apart. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Now clasp your elbows with your hands. And as you exhale, keeping your thighs engaged, you're going to forward fold. Good. Relax your head, your neck, and your shoulders. And keep your thighs engaged. Good. All 4 corners of each foot presses down into the earth. Good. Relax your belly. And we'll take 5 more breaths here. I'll just do this one with you. Good. And then from here, go ahead, let go of your elbows, plant your hands down, bend your knees, and one at a time, step your legs back into your first downward facing dog pose. So go ahead, make sure that the hands are shoulders width distance apart. Press your thumbs and your forefingers down, and then grow long through your arms. Good. Draw your lower belly up and in towards your back. And press those thigh bones towards the back wall. And descend down through the calves into your heels. Good. So you'll take 10 breaths in your downward facing dog pose. And then from your downward facing dog pose, once you're done with your 10 breaths, you're going to bend your knees. Bring your big toes to touch behind you. And then go ahead, settle back into child's pose for 8 breaths. Stretching out your back. You can always stack your fists as support for your head. Good. So take your 8 breaths here in child's pose. And then when you're ready, moving on, you're going to need a pillow of some sort. I'm going to use a bolster, but if you don't happen to have a bolster, that's fine. You can use a pillow, maybe stack 2 pillows from your bed or a cushion from your sofa, or you could even stack 2 folded beach towels together, okay? And you're going to need some wall space, or I know some of my clients even do this in their bed and just put their legs up the headboard. Okay? So you're going to take whatever it is that you're using for support and bring it about a hand's distance away from the wall. So you spread your fingers and thumb apart, and then that's how far we take our support from the wall. Okay? And then you're going to sit at the very, very, very edge of that support. Stretch your inside arm out. Come down onto your side and then roll up so that your hips are on your support. And then you extend your legs up. And then your shoulders, your neck, and your head are on your mat. And then we just rest and breathe here. So you want your belly to be fairly flat here. So, and you want the chest to be lifted and open. So if you feel like you're in a position where the belly is dumping up into the chest, you need to bring your hips more onto your support. So now close your eyes and we'll hold here for anywhere from 15 to 20 nice, deep, slow breaths. This is more of a receiving pose rather than a doing pose. So the magic of this pose happens when we come into it correctly, and then we allow the body to come into a state of rest and relaxation. So go ahead and take your nice, slow 15 to 20 breaths, and then when you finish, you'll come up, bend your knees, and carefully roll your hips off of the bolster. Take a breath or two on your side, and then sit yourself up. Good. All right. So from here, then you'll make your way back onto your mat, and you're going to hug your knees up and in over your chest as you rock from side to side. Good. And then go ahead and bring your feet back onto the floor, and you can use whatever you just used as support for Viparita Karani, which is where we had the legs up the wall. And here we're going to take supported bridge pose. So have your feet hips width distance apart, knees point towards the ceiling. Press your feet down, lift your hips up, and slide your support so it supports your lower ribs and your hips. And then roll your shoulders down, arms are relaxed. Good, and we rest and breathe here. Good, so again, just like Viparita Karani, you'll hold this for 15 to 20 nice, deep, slow breaths. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. You can pause the video, and then when you're finished, to come out, you're going to lift your hips up, slide your support out from underneath you, and slowly roll the hips down. Good. And then from here, we're going to come into a supine twist. So go ahead and from the same position with the knees bent up towards the ceiling, you're going to pick your hips up, shift them 2 inches to the right, and put them back on your mat. And then cross your right thigh over your left thigh, and let both legs drop to the left as you turn your head to look to the right. And I'll just do this one with you, and we'll hold for 8 breaths on each side. Good, and then as you inhale, slowly come back to center. Bring everything back to the midline, and then pick the hips up again. Shift them 2 inches to the left. The left leg crosses over the right leg, and the legs drop over. And we turn the head opposite the knees, and we rest and breathe here. Good, and then with your next inhalation breath, come back to center, uncross the legs and shift everything back to the midline, and then once again, hug the knees, draw them up and in towards your chest. Good, and then keep the right knee in and stretch your left leg out. Good, and then switch sides. And then when you're ready, go ahead, extend both legs out on your mat. Arms are positioned halfway between the hip and the shoulder. Tuck the right shoulder blade under your back. Tuck the left shoulder blade under your back. And then if you have glasses on, it's good to take them off. And we just rest and breathe here. 5 minutes in Shavasana. So I recommend you setting a timer. And during the Shavasana, just remember to focus on the sensations of your breath. So the mind will start to wander. That's the nature of the mind. So once you come to realize that you've left the present moment and you're thinking about the future or the past, just with loving kindness, bring yourself back to the present moment. Once again, keying into the sensations of your breath. And you may have to do this once or twice. You may have to do this 50 times. And they're both the same. We're just creating a routine and a habit. And we're building endurance for our ability to stay present.